To Greenwood High School, welcome you in. It's early Christmas present, 1st of December, and we've got basketball back in the Commonwealth. Ryan Murphy, the professor, Ryan Dearbone alongside. Matthew Clark, our producer-director, as well as our man Andy, back at the station on the board, getting us on the air tonight. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us as the Greenwood Gators host the Breckinridge County Fighting Tigers to open their 2025-2026 season. It's a prelude for both these teams. Breckinridge County out of the 3rd region, Greenwood out of the local 4th region here in Bowling Green, both looking to set the tones early for their teams tonight. The professor, Ryan Dearbone, joining us for this first game. What an exciting time it is, and I think a lot of us could say we're breathing a little bit of a breath of fresh air that Commonwealth basketball is back.
I tell you what, this is the best time of the year because football is winding down while basketball is heating up, and with these two teams, this could be a very good game. You got two strong teams. You got Breckinridge County, which had a 19-8 record last year, and you had Greenwood with a 17-13 record. So both teams, no success, but will that translate into the 2025-26 season? So great to see what they do.
Big year last year for Greenwood, arguably their strongest under head coach Will McCoy, and that last season was their first time winning a game in their district since 2022. They broke away with a big win late in the season against South Warren, but they still went 1-6, Dearbone, in the district play. That's really the big question mark around this Greenwood team. And they face a tough district. You got the likes of Warren Central, you got the likes of Bowling Green in their district. That makes it really difficult to go out and contend for wins, arguably one of the toughest districts in the entire state.
Exactly, and when you go against a team like Breckinridge County who's already been successful, this is going to be a good barometer for where you're at. Now, obviously, once you get district play, you want to be cooking. So right now, tonight, they're down one game. They lost their first game, but now we're going to see if they can right the ship, get it ready, because when you hit the Bowling Greens, when you hit teams like that, you don't want to be just figuring out who you are. You want to already know.
The Swamp is lively tonight. We've got local high school hoops for you here this afternoon. We'll take ourselves a short break. When we come back, we'll give you our players to watch and keys to the game going to tonight's matchup between the Greenwood Gators and the Breckinridge County Fighting Tigers right here on High School Hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to Greenwood High School. We're inside the Swamp for the start of basketball season. I said it before we went to break, but it's almost like an early Christmas present when the Hoops returns to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's like a whole new holiday when the season starts, and we're opening our coverage this season with the Greenwood Gators and the Breckinridge Fighting Tigers as we preview tonight's action. First up, let's take a look at these team comparisons between both of them. These stats coming from last season. Both the seasons last year for both these teams, arguably the strongest, Dearbone, under their current head coaches.
And it's important that, they get continuity between the coaches, between where they're at now, because here's the thing about it. Every season you start to see turnover, you get seniors graduating, you get players transferring for whatever reason. So to show the level of consistency that these teams hopefully will show this season will be huge for them, because these teams need to make sure that they come out the gates shooting fast.
Yes, absolutely. And for the Gators tonight, that's going to be crucial for Breckinridge County, as well as they've lost one of their primary seniors to graduation last year. That was Mercer Rogers, averaged 20 points per game. The next closest of those was our player to watch tonight for the Fighting Tigers, and that player to watch is going to be the returning senior, Jonah Miller. Last year averaged 10 points per game, 5 rebounds per game as well. Second leading scorer for this Fighting Tigers team, and I expect him to arguably take a big step up, especially after shooting over 50% from the field last year.
Absolutely. He's the only player to play in all 28 games, so he's got that level of consistency that they're going to need. They're going to have to ride him in order to win this game and to be successful this season.
Absolutely. When you look at the Gators on the other side of things, they lost a lot of their senior talent talent that they had that carried so much of their success. And one of those returners is going to be Landon Metter, who has so much on the line to maybe step up and become that role player that they've needed. He's been more of a role player, I guess you could say, for this Gators team over the last several seasons. But now he's arguably the big front runner, returning senior who's going to lead the charge for the Gators team in 2025.
Absolutely, and I think Metter teaming him up with Isaiah Summers, who is a transfer from Warren East, I think putting those two together could be a really big combination for this team. That may be a 1-2 punch that they were looking for last year, but now they've got it.
Absolutely. For Metter as well, he was the 4th leading scorer on this team last year behind the 3 graduating seniors. That included Nick Simpson, that included Asher Pettis, that included Garrett Hatcher. 2 of those 3 were 1,000-point scorers whose names now hang in the banners up here in the swamp inside the gymnasium. So we're going to have to see if these underclassmen, guys like Landon Metter, who we've mentioned, or guys like Martell Tuttle, can really step up to the plate here tonight. So as we take a look at these stats and bring you inside here the swamp, we talk about some keys to this matchup tonight. Obviously, we really have no idea how these teams will perform until they hit the court. But Dearborn, what would you see maybe should be the keys for both these teams tonight?
Well, I mean, if we look at the history of this matchup, they've only met 3 times before, and Greenwood's gotten the better of it 2 times to 1. So every game has been close. With the last one, Greenwood won it 72-59 back in 2023. So if anything, Greenwood, A, has the home court advantage. B, Greenwood has a little bit more to prove than Breckinridge County because they want to get their first win of the season. So, again, with that 1-2 punch of Metter and Summers, I want to see how they gel together in their second game together as teammates. And I want to see if Breckinridge County can come out guns a-blazing because they made it all the way to the Region 3 tournament last year. Are they poised to continue that success, or are they still going to try to find themselves in a new season in a different setting?
This Gators team is going to look to continue off the success they built last season, that success that was carried by so many seniors who have now come and gone, but now the Gators looking to continue their success as well as the Fighting Tigers. And we'll go ahead and take ourselves a short break. When we come back, we'll discuss the schedule around the region. We'll give you the starting lineups for tonight's game and some score updates as well, as we'll preview the games tonight that we'll be trying to cover right here on your local high school hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back here to the Swamp. Greenwood High School, start of high school hoops action. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Dearbone alongside. It's the Ryan and Ryan Show tonight as we kick off our coverage of high school hoops. And as we look ahead, we've going to have a pretty full slate, not just this week, but in the weeks ahead. And tonight there are plenty of games going on around the region we'll be giving you score updates on. Allen County Scottsville will be at Franklin Simpson. Central Hardin will be at Grayson County. Elizabethtown will be at Adair County. Monroe County will be at Edmondson County. Those will be the scores tonight that we will try to provide you some updates on. And tomorrow, we are not done with high school hoops for the week. We've got several more games throughout this week to look forward to, including tomorrow where we will be at Warren Central as the Dragons host Owensboro. The Dragons didn't have the season they were hoping to have last year. Of course, they came away close to a district title and were arguably the favorites still in the 4th region tournament and ultimately fell short. So we'll have the coverage from their season opener tomorrow night, barring any weather delays. We are already here in a sort of weather push-up because Breckinridge County traveling down from the north, obviously here to Bowling Green, or ask if we could push the game up potentially. So that's why we have the 5:30 tip-off now for these teams, and it's going to be an exciting one tonight. Maybe a little bit more added pressure, less time to prepare, a little bit quicker time. You had to get down here thinking about the snow in the area. It may be cold outside, but it's heating up inside.
And that's what you want here in the Swamp. You want to come out of this game with a victory, especially if you're Breckinridge County. You want to go home back to the northern part of the state with a victory. If you're Greenwood, you want to make sure that you win this game, put an early statement out there. You don't want, obviously a win is a win, but you don't want it close. You want to at least put maybe double digits on it to show, hey, that first loss was just a fluke. We're here, we're ready to own this season.
Absolutely. The Gators going to look to do that tonight, as are the Fighting Tigers. This may be an out-of-region matchup, an out-of-district matchup. By be-all, end-all, this is really only an RPI ranking type of game when you think about it. But otherwise, these teams want it for the momentum that it brings. The start of December, there's nothing better than starting your year with a win, and your starting lineups tonight. Looking at both these teams, leading off with the visiting Breckinridge Fighting Tigers. Starting for them, the senior Ryan Nottingham averaged 7.3 points last year, as well as 4 rebounds on a 50% shooting split. Jake Flood, the junior, also getting the starting nod, averaged 5 points per game last year, including 2.5 rebounds. Andrew Carwile starting as well, 1.7 points last season. Didn't see a whole lot of time, only appeared in 14 games. Jonah Miller as well, the senior, our player to watch, averaged 10 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. And then Benjamin Grimes, the freshman, will be starting tonight for the Fighting Tigers. And for the Gators tonight, get through them quickly here. Cash Sampson, the junior point guard, averaged 3.3 points per game, as well as a little over 1 rebound per game. Martell Tuttle, the junior, who is replacing in that number. He's wearing number 2 this season. That was previously worn by Nick Simpson. Number 4, Ethan York, the sophomore, who saw considerable time last season, appeared in 22 games. Isaiah Summers, the senior, who we're really looking to make big contributions this season, as well as Landon Metter, our player to watch and the key leading returner for this team, the 4th leading scorer last season. And that will round out your starting lineups for tonight's games as we get set to get underway here shortly in the Swamp. It's going to be an exciting game here tonight. Breckinridge Fighting Tigers and the Greenwood Gators set to do battle.
I think this is going to be a great game, and for everyone listening, tuning in, this is going to be a barn burner.
It's going to be fun. We'll take ourselves a short break, and we'll be back. You're watching High School Hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back to the Swamp as starting lineups being introduced tonight by both teams. The Greenwood Gators hosting the Breckinridge Fighting Tigers to open both of their seasons here tonight and the inaugural day of high school basketball returning here in Kentucky. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Dearbone alongside. It's a little bit of the Ryan and Ryan show here tonight. Going to be an exciting time. And as both these teams head out onto the court, Dearbone, I think we haven't necessarily picked a winner because it's hard to decipher. Both these teams lost a lot of their senior talent coming into this season, but they've got a lot of up-and-comers who I think you're going to look at to see who is going to maybe jump out in front as a front runner.
Absolutely. I mean, if I had to make a guess, I'm going to say because of maybe it's home cooking, but I think Greenwood is going to take this one because, again, I want to see how Summers and Metter work together. I think those two could be a potent offensive 1-2 punch. Not taking anything away from Breckinridge County, but I think I'm going to go Greenwood on this one tonight.
Both teams heading out onto the court. If you're listening with us over the radio waves, we appreciate you for tuning in as well as on our YouTube channel as well via our live stream. We're going to have some great camera angles presented by Brandon Jones from center court up top. It's going to be a great time. Martell Tuttle is going to be set to go up for the jump against the senior Ryan Nottingham. Martell Tuttle averaged 4 points a game last year, 2.5 rebounds, and 38% shooting from the floor last year. Number 2 was worn by Nick Simpson, who was arguably one of the strongest individual players for the Gators now and looking to continue that legacy wearing that number. Tip-off just moments away here at the Swamp, and we are underway as the Gators almost looked like they won it, and already a wide-open three taken by the Fighting Tigers. And the Gators wrestling for the ball in the corner, and a foul is going to be called against the Fighting Tigers and turn it over to the Gators.
Getting out the gates trying to get a three-point shot up there.
It was Jonah Miller who the foul was called on. Gators going back the other way now. Cash Sampson with the rock. Takes it over to the right side to Tuttle. Now inside to Summers, who we've been keeping our eye on. He was almost our player to watch, and now that one gets stolen away by Miller. Miller back down the floor, kicks it outside. That one nearly goes out of bounds. Recovered by Nottingham. Spinning it around the rock. Here's another corner three, and it's in for Jonah Miller, who connects for the first shot.
And Breckinridge County wanted to get out early with the three-point shot.
Jonah Miller with the three to open it up. Shot 27% from three last season. Starting off on the right foot. Here's Tuttle getting that one blocked out of bounds again by Jonah Miller, who has been all over the place on both sides of the floor.
I would say if you notice that Breckinridge County has come out really aggressively, and so far Greenwood hasn't figured out how to get the ball inside.
Landon Metter is going to inbound the ball here for the Gators. Finds Tuttle on the left wing. Looking to the inside for Metter. Fighting Tigers playing man-to-man. Over to Summers. Now outside, again to Tuttle in the left corner. Driving. Scooping up and in is Tuttle. Tries to bounce it off the glass. No, rebounded by Nottingham for the Fighting Tigers. They head back the other way. Tigers taking their time. Top of the key is Nottingham. Driving. Spinning. Looking to his outside. Kicks it out to Miller. Miller driving around to the right side. Banks it up and in.
Breckinridge County is clearly the aggressor in this game so far. Greenwood looks a little bit shell-shocked, but if they can settle down, I think they can make some good moves.
So it's the Fighting Tigers on a visit here to the Swamp that lead 5-0 with about 6.5 minutes to go. The foul's called. Looks like it'll be on Nottingham, his first, team's second.
And that's just aggressive play by Breckinridge County. Since the moment the ball tipped, they have been trying to impose their will upon Greenwood.
Isaiah Summers was the Gator who got fouled. He'll head to the free throw line. First shot's up, and it's good. Summers did not see a whole lot of action last season with the Gators. He played at Warren East his sophomore season. Saw limited action last year for the Gators, transferred from Warren East. Expecting a lot of big contributions out of him for his senior season. He goes 2 for 2 or that trip to the line. Went 4 for 4 all of last season from the free throw line. Here's Miller trying to get out the full court pressure. Kicks it outside, driving, and a travel called on Jake Flood.
Now the Gators, you see, try to press them back in the backcourt. We're able to kind of shake up Breckinridge County, and now they've got the ball back. 6.5
minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's the Fighting Tigers that lead 5-2 over the Gators. Those 2 points coming from Isaiah Summers. 2 for 2 trip to the free throw line. Here's Sampson on the drive to the left wing. Kicks it outside. Looking, finds Tuttle again on the left wing. Thinks about the drive. Out to the right wing to Summers, who loses the pass off his fingertips, but it goes out of bounds off the hands of Jake Flood, and it'll stay with the Gators. Gators wearing their home all-white jerseys with some green trim. They got the green numbers and the yellow trim around those numbers as well. Fighting Tigers wearing their away blacks. As this one passed up and inside, and it's banked in.
That was a beautiful cut to the basket and a nice find.
It's number 30 on the floor for the Gators. At least by our current roster, we do not have a number 30. I believe it may be Kalen Trosper who got that shot. And a deep three with a hand in the face by Jake Flood, who connects on the shot.
Now that's 2 for Breckinridge County, so you see what they want to do. They want to go up top to the three-pointers to get their food.
So it's the Fighting Tigers who still lead 8-4. Gators going back down the floor. It's nearly stolen out by Benjamin Grimes. A little bit of a tussle there around center court, and it'll be a jump ball. And stay with the Gators.
And if you know, again, Breckinridge County is getting aggressive. 21 almost got that ball out of his hands. Benjamin Grimes.
Benjamin Grimes, the freshman, taking the fight to the upperclassman that was Landon Metter. Was our player to watch. Still only 2 points, or 4 points rather, on the board for the Gators in this contest. Here's Sampson trying to drive to his left side, trying to get a little hip hop and sketch, but that one falls short, and it's Benjamin Grimes heading back the other way. Sampson gets a hand on it, knocks it out, but Miller recovers, puts up a shot, bounces off the back iron. It's recovered again by the Fighting Tigers, but a foul is called. That one's going to be on Grimes and send it back the other way to Greenwood.
And if you notice in that set of plays, Greenwood became more aggressive once they got down on the defensive side of the ball.
So substitution here for Greenwood. Looks like it's Chase Huff coming into the game for Isaiah Summers. Huff did not play on this Gators basketball squad last season as Tuttle goes up for the basket, gets fouled on the way up, and he'll head to the line for 2. That foul again on Jonah Miller. That's his second, team's 4th of this first quarter. Tuttle to the line. He'll shoot 2. He was a 51% free throw shooter last season. And that first one bounces off the back iron. No good.
And for Greenwood, basically their work has come at the free throw line. They've got 1 field goal, and the rest has been at the free throw line. So for them to be down only 4 at this point with the aggressive nature of Breckinridge County, they're doing pretty good.
Tuttle's shot. Second one on the way here. That one goes up, and it banks in. Tuttle on the board in the scoring tonight. 1 for 2 that trip to the line. Gators trail by 3. It's the Fighting Tigers that lead 8-5. Kicking outside. Flood trapped in a full court pressure on the Fighting Tigers, and the Gators come away with a turnover. Here's Huff driving outside, kicks it out to Sampson. Sampson ends up in the hands of Metter on the top of the wing. Back to Sampson on the left wing. Now back to Tuttle. He's going to drive inside, go up 1-on-2, tries to roll it off the fingertips. It goes out of bounds off the hands of Landon Metter, who tried to get the rebound. It'll go back into possession of Breckinridge County.
And everything about that play looked good except for the finish. Tuttle just couldn't get it up and into that basket, but otherwise the play looked outstanding.
Metter did everything he could to try to come away with that rebound, just rolled off the fingertips. Bit of an awkward angle for him, and it was a sea of Tigers that flooded the paint to prevent Chase Huff from trying to get in there for the score. And now here comes Breckinridge County. Greenwood nearly getting the steal. They got it. Cash Sampson banks it off the glass for 2.
And if you've noticed, ever since the beginning, Greenwood has now been playing half court the whole way.
And full court pressure again comes away with the score for the Gators, and a timeout called by Breckinridge County.
Now, see, this is what Greenwood has to do. If you want to win this game, you have to shut them down before they even get the ball across half court. So, to Greenwood, they've been looking at what Breckinridge County was trying to do, and they've come away with it.
Greenwood fell behind early and now have the lead 9-8. We'll step aside here. You're watching High School Hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Fighting Tigers fought hard and had the lead. The Gators come away with a turnover, and out of bounds steps Trosper for the Gators. An unfortunate step out of bounds there, and it will turn it back over to the Fighting Tigers after they would have had the ball again off a steal. Turnover so far. Breck County already has 6, and it's the Gators with 3 as that time Benjamin Grimes connects for a three-pointer from that back corner.
I tell you what, you wonder why you put a freshman in with a bunch of seniors, but that's why right there. Grimes has the game.
Got a nice touch. Here's Trosper with his own 3 to counteract it. No, that one falls off the back iron. Rebounded that time by Flood, who heads back down the floor. Passed over to Grimes. Grimes, his own 3. That one connects. Once again, Benjamin Grimes 2 for 2 from deep.
Now that freshman's got a bright future if he keeps shooting like that.
Here's Braden Kennedy, who just checked into the game for the Gators on the left wing. Kick it outside to Trosper. Trosper now inside to Metter. Metter going to drive, banks it off the glass, and off the rim for 2. Metter with his first bucket of the game. Last season shot 61% from the floor, a large portion of those points coming from inside the paint. Here's the drive from Galloway. Galloway going for the drive. No, it'll be called for the travel. Went up against Trosper there just beside the free throw line, and that's the 7th turnover for Breck County in this contest as they still lead by 3. It's a 14-11 lead for the Fighting Tigers. in command. Heading back down the floor is the junior point guard, Braden Kennedy for Greenwood. Moving from right to left based on our perspective, Breck County. Moving from left to right, getting a hand on it there was Flood with the steal. That one goes out of bounds, and they'll get it. Last hand on it, they're going to say was on Trosper. And several substitutions here for the Gators. Tuttle coming back in, Summers, Huff, as well as Ethan York. Or Braden Kennedy staying in the game as well for the Gators. That one kicked out. A good save there for Breck County that would have been overturned as a backcourt violation. That one banked in. Jake Flood with 2 more points.
Pushing it into the basket is what they need to do, and that's what they did on that play.
A little over 3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Braden Kennedy in command for the Gators. Off to the left side to Tuttle. Breckinridge County getting loud here tonight. Here's Tuttle driving baseline. Kicks it outside to Huff. Huff, deep three-pointer from the corner. No, it falls short, and it's rebounded by Grimes. Grimes heading back down the floor. On the drive, little step back. It's going to be just short of a three-pointer. That should be 2.
I tell you what, that young man has put on a clinic already with his shooting.
They're going to count it as a 3. It looked like it was just shy of it.
3 threes already.
But he's already got 9 points. Here's Huff again. He's going to try that same spot from the corner. This time he's got it. Chase Huff connects on the three-pointer. This is his first season with the Gators basketball squad. Normally on the baseball team as he takes a little bit of a hit or away from the play. Here on the drive. That time it's Galloway trying to put up his own shot. Bounces off the back iron, and a foul called on the floor away from the play. Looks like that one's going to be on the senior Brady Brockman for Breck County.
I tell you what, now you're already seeing who the players of the game are starting out to be. For Breck County, number 21, the freshman, Grimes is already showing his weight in gold.
Brockman with his first foul. That'll be the team's 5th here in this quarter.
And this is, the third or fourth time Greenwood's been at the line. So this is where Greenwood's been able to make up a lot of ground. When they haven't been able to score, they've at least been able to get to the free throw line, which has paid big dividends for them.
That'll just send Chase Huff to the free throw line. That first one banks in. He's got 4 points. Substitution here for Breck County. It's Andrew Carwile checking in for Todd Galloway. About 2:17 to go here in this first quarter. Huff at the free throw line shooting his second shot. Again, he did not play basketball last season. He's been primarily on the baseball team. That's kind of been his MO, but here in his senior year, lending his abilities to Coach Will McCoy here in his 7th season at the helm of the program. Breck County back underway as that shot for Huff fell through. Here's Grimes on the drive. Double teamed. Kicks it outside to Brockman, who on the drive, foul called. That was going to be on Greenwood. Two minutes, 5 seconds to go here in this quarter. Breck County with their possession. Sending it in to Nottingham. Nottingham spins off the defender, drives, sends it up inside. That one's rejected. Now down court, here's Huff. He's going to fake the 3, passes it inside, knocked out of bounds by Breck County. It'll stay with the Gators on their end of the floor.
And Graves thought about taking a 3-point shot, and he thought the better of it, passed it, just couldn't get it to his player.
1:54 now to go here in this opening quarter. Breck County leads 19-16. Here's Braden Kennedy on the pass in, intended for Tuttle. That one's tipped out of the air, brought in by Jake Flood, and a foul. Going to be called there on the floor. I believe it's on Chase Huff. Yes, it is.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication between the two.
It'll be Huff's first, team's second. On the inbound is Brockman. Brockman sends it inside to Grimes. Grimes with another 3. That one falls short. His first missed 3 tonight. A little bit of a heat check there from the freshman. Here's Tuttle. Driving inside, try to get a little hop. Gets wrapped up by Grimes there, but sends it outside to Summers. Summers with a floater, banks it in.
Nice move. Both of these guys getting aggressive, attacking the basket. That's what you need to do.
Kennedy tips that one out, nearly gets the steal. Ball is loose on Breck County's side, or Gators' side of the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball.
And since Greenwood has been applying full court pressure, it's been hard for Breck County to even get it across half court. And that's what's going to end up helping Greenwood. If they end up winning this game, it's going to be their full court press play.
Chase Huff checks out. Checking in is Drake Tabor, the junior shooting guard for Greenwood. Appeared in only 12 games last season, looking to get more involved in the offensive scheme here for head coach Will McCoy. Double team pressure, and a foul's called. Andrew Carwile was trapped in the full court press by Drake Tabor and Isaiah Summers. A foul called, I believe, on Summers. That'll be the team's third this quarter. Here's the pass inbounds, and it's tipped out by the Gators. Try to argue that maybe went out off the hands of Nottingham, but ref's not going to hear that one.
No, but I mean, hey, I'd make the argument too if I could.
On the inbound once again is Brockman. He finds Nottingham that time, driving down the floor into their own territory over to Grimes. Grimes looking cross court for the pass. He's double teamed, trapped. Finds a way out, now sends out to the right corner. Here's Nottingham on the drive, baseline, banks it up and in. Nottingham's first time in the scoring chart tonight. Fighting Tigers lead 21-18 in the final minute here of this quarter. Here's a drive, tries to pass up down low inside, now out to Tuttle on the left wing, now out to the outside to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to shake off a defender, top of the key. Here's Tuttle for a three. No, that one bounces just short, and they get the rebound. Gators with the putback, and it's good.
And that's a strong rebound from 35.
Gators getting a lot of guys involved in the scoring. 30 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Fighting Tigers on the drive, and that's going to be a foul called. 35 for Greenwood's second foul. Again, we do not have 35, at least currently, on our rosters.
No.
And he will check out in favor for A.J. Oliver, the junior, after 35 second foul. 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Here's the pass in for Brett County. Nottingham on the right wing. Under man-to-man pressure here from Summers. Nottingham trying to shake him off. Pass it behind the back to Grimes. Grimes pulls up from the free throw line. That one falls short. Rebounded by Tabor as the Gators go back down the court. Here's Tuttle out midcourt. Alongside the left wing, sends it over to Summers. Summers going to drive left side baseline. Cut back up the middle. Spin it off the fingertips of the right side. Rolls it in.
That's a beautiful spin right there. If you're going to spin, make it look like that.
Summers with 6 points as the buzzer sounds, and that will end the first quarter. Shot goes up late from Grimes, and it falls short. And the Gators hold on to the lead after one, 22-21. We'll take a step aside. You're listening and watching High School Hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to the Swamp. Gators lead a close one here, 22-21, just ahead of the start of the second quarter. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Dearbone alongside Matthew Clark, our producer-director, as well as our man Andy back on the board at the station, getting us live over the airwaves. If you're tuning in, we appreciate you for going here with us. First quarter coverage brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Aqualand is family-owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. They specialize in pools, therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. For more information, visit aqualandfun.com. We're getting back to the action here. Gators back out onto the floor. Brett County sending their players out as well. If you're just tuning in over the radio waves, it was a close back-and-forth bout for much of that first quarter. Gators took the lead several times back as they trailed by as many as 8 in that first quarter, and now lead by 1 here to start the second with Cash Sampson in command. Sampson over to Summers. Inside to Trevor. Now on the drive, Summers, who looks like he could have had enough hops to get the slam, and he rolls it off his fingertips for 2.
I was waiting for him to dunk it, but he thought better of it and put the nice ball, laid it in.
Isaiah Summers, this is what we anticipated to see from him in the offseason, and here he is providing. And look at that banking shot from Jake Flood, who connects again from 3.
Breckinridge likes that three-point shot.
Jake Flood shot 34% from three-point land last season. He's already got 2 to start this season in their first game. Here's a pass outside on the drive. Now out to Summers. Summers trying to drive inside. That one nearly gets ripped out, and they're going to call that one a jump ball inside the paint. It was between Summers and Nottingham, and it'll go back to Brett County. 7:19 to go here in this first half. Man-to-man coverage here for the Gators. Not giving them any breathing room. Sampson nearly gets tripped up there by Grimes. playing close here on the defense. Grimes on the right wing. Passes it to the inside now. Here's Miller on the drive. Shakes off a defender. Does Grimes. And they'll call it a double dribble. Man, what a shake and bake that was for Benjamin Grimes.
That was like a dance move, I'll tell you what.
He slid so smooth, I think I had motion blur because I blinked and I lost where he was on the court.
It was almost a moonwalk.
Smooth move as Grimes checks out in favor of Paxton DeWitt. Here's Summers, kicking it off, ends up in the hands of Tuttle on the left wing, tries to drive baseline, instead sends out to Summers. Great ball movement here, three-pointer from Sampson, bounces off the back iron, rebounded by Tuttle. Tuttle out to Summers. Here's Summers on the drive again, a little Euro step, tries to roll it in, rebound that time by Metter, and he banks it in.
And that's all you can ask for, having a big man under the basket in case you miss to put it back in there for you.
Second chance opportunities, the name of the game, and this comeback for the Gators so far in this first half as they lead 26-24. And a foul on the floor, that one on Tuttle. That will be his first, team's first of the quarter.
It's been all aggression from Greenwood High, which is what put them in the lead at this point.
Cash Sampson trying to stay quick on the defense. Now here's Metter on the defense as well. Then Miller, who gets blocked by Summers. Summers back down the floor, one-on-one with Carwile, tries to lay it up and in, uses the size to his advantage, and he's got two more.
You see, I bet Green was pretty happy that he decided to come over here from Warren East from last season because he's already proven dividends.
Summers, the first player of either team tonight into double digits. He's got 10. Here's Carwile on the right wing, pass it over to the right side to Jake Flood. Foul's called. Looks like that foul will be on Sampson, his first, team's second of the quarter. Gators still lead 28-24, about 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Miller on the inbound. Looking for a man. He's going to find Carwile there in the right corner. Now back out to Miller on the drive. A tough one. Foul's called. It'll be on Tuttle, but no shot. It'll be called on the floor. That'll be Tuttle's second. Team's third. Checking in for the Gators. Back in is Chase Huff. Subbing in for Isaiah Summers, who's been putting in a lot of work up and down the floor. And Martell Tuttle checks out in favor of Braden Kennedy. Miller on the inbound, sends it way out deep to DeWitt. DeWitt looking around the right wing for some pressure. Finds Miller there to relieve some of it. Drives to the right corner, passes it inside. Now back outside to Miller, top of the key. He's one-on-one with Huff. Trying to shake him off the screen. Now back out to the top of the key. Here's a deep three ball from Nottingham. That one falls off the back iron. Rebounded by Miller, looking up the inside. Foul called underneath the basket. It's like that one's going to be on Cash Sampson. That'll be his second.
See, this is the point where you start to get very careful because now you got two fouls. You're only 5:41 in the second quarter. You got to start legislating when to start bringing guys out so that way you don't end up getting in foul trouble, because the worst thing you can have, even though you've had a good amount of momentum, is losing guys in the third quarter because they foul out. Nottingham checks out for Brett County in favor of Sam Wise. Miller's second free throw goes up and does not fall. Miller's got 6. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Here's a little bit of a sweep pass out to Huff, who's down on the inside, and looks like he'll get a foul called on the floor. And up to this point, Brett County has been pretty clean with their fouls as opposed to the first quarter where they had a lot of them. This is only their first foul of the second quarter. That foul's on Flood. It'll be his first and team's first of this quarter. Gators already have 4 fouls this quarter. Looking like opposite to how it started. Here's Huff. He's going to have a wide open 3 from the right wing. That one falls no good. Metter gets a hand on it, tries to get the rebound. Miller comes away with it for Brett County, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Fighting Tigers. It was tipped out of bounds by A.J. Oliver for Greenwood. But I like how greedy and aggressive they have been. They literally went straight for that ball, just could not make it happen. Isaiah Summers checks in for Kalen Trosper and the Gators. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter, so Summers not out for long. Gators lead 28-25. Here's Miller, right wing, driving, kicking outside. Here's another left wing 3. No, that one bounces off the iron short, and Summers heading quickly back down the floor with the board. Driving up and in, little Euro step, it makes it off the glass for 2. Everybody likes that move. Oh, this young man is sensational. That Euro step, he likes to Euro dance a little bit. He's got it. And he doesn't favor one side or the other. He's been to his left and his right with that move
both times down the floor in this game. A little up and under there for Andrew Carwile as he gets his first points of the game. Inside 5 minutes to go now in this second quarter. Gators hold a 3-point lead, 30-27 over Breck County. Here's Kennedy on the drive. Now of the Huff, back to Kennedy. Now inside to Metter, who gets maybe a little bit of a push off there, but it's rebounded by DeWitt. And Breck County will head back down the floor. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go. On the drive is Miller, who's man-to-man with Kennedy. Gators have not broken out of this man-to-man defense.
It's worked for them up to this point.
Right about 4 minutes to go now in this first half. Miller goes for the dribble, bounces off his foot, and out of bounds it goes. Turns it over to Greenwood.
That's a self-inflicted wound right there. And for Breckinridge County, you can't afford plays like that.
That's Breck County's 11th turnover this half. Right at 4 minutes to go in the half. Greenwood still leading 30-27. Here's a three from the right wing for the Gators. No, too strong off the back iron. That one rebounded by Kennedy. A little bit of a tussle in the paint. Another three try, and they got it. Strasburg connects.
Hey, if you keep shooting, eventually you're going to make it. And he's been liking that shot all night. He just hasn't liked him as much. He finally got one.
Heading back down the floor, Jake Flood in possession for Breck County. It's a 6-point lead now for the Gators. Largest lead they've had tonight. That one banked out. Tussling for it. Inside the paint. Wrestles away, does Jake Flood, who tries to get the shot. Bounces off the back iron. Lands down low, rebounded by Kennedy, and a foul called on the floor. That foul on Flood. That'll be Flood's third, team's second of this quarter. Gators have avoided putting themselves in the bonus, at least for now. They've got 4 fouls in this quarter. Have had for several minutes. Now here's Kennedy in possession down the floor. Kicking it outside to Summers on the left wing, now to the right side. Another deep three ball for the Gators. Too strong off the back iron. Summers passes it outside. Foul is called down low. Looks like some contact there for Benjamin Grimes.
And honestly, it looks like Grimes got the worst of it.
Yeah, showing a little bit of favoritism to his head. Maybe took a little bit of head contact, and a timeout going to be called here as looks like Jeff LaGrange is going to talk things over here. We'll step aside. Here's the Gators lead 33-27. You're watching High School Hoops on the Seven Mountain Sports Network.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back to the Swamp. Gators on the inbound out of the timeout. They find Summers. Now outside to Kennedy. Kennedy over to York. And here they go on the drive. I think we've realized a scoring mistake on our part. Ethan York is wearing number 30 out there on the floor. Has scored several times in this contest so far. Here's the drive outside to Summers. That one punched out by Nottingham, who heads down on the floor, one-on-one with Oliver. Oliver scoops it back up inside. Kennedy recovers. Gators back down the floor. Huff with a left wing three. Got it!
Woo! On that fast break, the Gators love the three-point shot.
Chase Huff, despite not playing basketball last season for the Gators, has come alive. He's got 8 points in this first half so far. Gators lead 36-27. This is our largest lead of the game so far. Here's Miller trying to shake things up down low, and a foul's called, and head coach Will McCoy is beside himself.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, the energy in this Swamp, the coach, the players, the fans, yeah, this is the next level game right here.
Great energy. That foul is on Ethan York. That's his first, and it is the team's 5th of this quarter. And that'll put Breck County into the bonus. A couple of substitutions here for Greenwood. Summers comes out. Metter comes in. And A.J. Oliver checks out as well for Drake Tabor. Miller at the free throw line shooting his second shot. And that one takes a lot of bounces to get there, but it falls in. And Miller will now sub out for the senior Todd Galloway. for Breck County. Giving himself some breathing room. Miller so far tonight's got 7 points. 2:25 to go to the half. Here's Kennedy driving, kicking outside to Huff. He loves three-point land, sends up another, and he's got it. Nothing but nylon.
I'll tell you what, if pitching a baseball and shooting three-pointers are the same, this boy is good at baseball and basketball.
Second Gator of the night in double figures, and Huff is bouncing across the floor like he's Mario, and they got an interception. Here's Kennedy, now to Huff again, heat check. That one tipped through the air and recovered by Grimes.
Hey, I can't hate on the man for shooting it. I mean, when you're feeling good like that, you take the shots.
Well, the Breck County Tigers got a hand on it, and now they're heading back down the floor. Broke out of the full court press, 1:50 to go in this first half. Gators are feeling themselves, and so is Chase Huff, who takes a push, and he's down. Foul is called. I believe that's going to be on Andrew Carwile. That's his first, team's fourth.
I'll tell you what, Chase Huff is the energy right now. So if you want to know where the energy is coming from this game, Huff. The 2 3-pointers, the defense, all of it. It's all working in their favor right now for Greenwood.
The energy that Huff has provided is no doubt present. You can see it from the sidelines to the grandstands to Huff on the floor. As here they are once again. Huff loves three-point land, sets up another. No, falls just short off the front of the iron. A little bit of a heat check there, and now he's got his own interception. Here's Huff on the other end for the defense.
He plays every sport, I tell you what.
Outside, here's York with his own three. Got it!
Oh, man, Greenwood is firing on all cylinders right now.
Are you serious right now? Greenwood timeout on the floor for Breck County. Gators got all the momentum, and they lead 42-28, their biggest lead of the game.
This is impressive. I told you Greenwood had to come out with fire, and boy, have they come out. They took the first couple of punches from Breckinridge, and they've been doling out the punches ever since. Chase Huff is the man right now.
Turnovers the biggest difference. If they've not been as noticeable here in this second quarter, that's been the big difference maker. 15 turnovers for Breck County in this first half alone to Greenwood 6.
Wow. And most of them have been self-inflicted wounds by Breckinridge County.
You've seen the Gators. There was a couple of almost steals, interceptions. One there by Huff. You saw at one point the full court press has resulted in a couple others as well. The man-to-man defense for Greenwood has worked so far. I feel like nowadays you see a lot of teams maybe flex out to the zone because a lot of the times teams have a little bit more difficulty struggling here. But once again, the Gators still going into that full court press man-to-man.
And the thing about it, Breckinridge hasn't found a way to break through it, so Greenwood's going to keep using it until it stops working.
Gators lead 42-28, a minute to go until the half. Here's the drive. That one banks up and in. Ryan Nottingham breaks the scoring drought for the Fighting Tigers. Final minute of the half. Kennedy in command. Running as much clock down as he can with a 12-point lead here for Greenwood. That one nearly gets intercepted out of the air for Greenwood. A bit of a tussle around the three-point line. Summers gets a hand on it when it looked like Breck County had it. Summers comes in to steal it away. Once again a steal. Back down the floor is Galloway. Chaos at midcourt, and a foul is called.
But see, active feet. Summers is everywhere the ball needs to be, and because he's there, it gives Greenwood a chance to steal the ball.
That foul is going to be on Landon Metter. That's his first of the contest. I believe that'd be the Gators' 6th of this quarter. Galloway at the line shooting 2. That shot's up, and it connects. Galloway didn't see a whole lot of trips to the free throw line yet last year, but in what he did, he was 100% from the charity stripe.
I'll take those odds.
Second shot's up for Galloway, and it's good. 2 points, his first 2 points of the contest. Summers calling for a team to come up. Breck County now putting on their own full court press. Summers fakes right, passes left. Metter looking cross court, passes it down low inside to Tabor. Tabor now outside to Metter. Metter driving to the left side, kicks out. Here's York with his own 3 from the left corner. Bounces off the front of the iron and off the back glass. Rebounded by Nottingham. 15 seconds to go in the half. Gators still with a full court press and a steal by York. York down the floor. He lays it up and in.
Good things happen when you commit to defense, and this team has apparently decided that they want to play defense.
York with another steal. They're trying to bank it up and in. They just can't get it to go. And the final buzzer sounds to end the first half in what was a chaotic second quarter for both these teams.
Now, I'll tell you what, if you want to see defensive clinic, Greenwood has been putting it on from the full court press to the man. They have decided that this is a game that they want. Breck County has put in a lot of self-inflicted wounds And so that's put Greenwood ahead in the scoreboard.
Chase Huff comes alive in the second quarter with multiple threes. Isaiah Summers leads them in the paint, and the Gators lead 44-32 at the half. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll give you our Don Franklin halftime report right here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it. Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome back to the Swamp. An exciting first half comes to a close with a Greenwood lead after they trailed by as many as 8 points in the first quarter. They ended up wrestling back and forth with the lead, led by 1 at the end of the first, 22-21. And at the end of the half, it's a 12-point lead for the Gators, 44-32. So take a look at some halftime stats here on your Don Franklin halftime report. And the most decisive stat of all, if any, has to be those 18 turnovers for Breck County versus Greenwood only having, I believe, 8 as well. So 10 more turnovers for Breck County in that first half, plus the shooting opportunities that Greenwood has ended up connecting with to take advantage of those turnovers.
Oh, absolutely. And so if you look at the fact that at the beginning of the game, it was Breck County that seemed a little more aggressive, but Greenwood turned the light switch on. When they hit full court press, they started getting turnovers. Those 18 turnovers, some of those became self-inflicted wounds that Breck County, trying in order to outplay Greenwood, ended up shooting themselves in the foot. So then from there, you get guys like Chase Huff going. You guys get guys like Summers going, hitting three-point shots, doing the Euro step, getting to the basket. They became the controllers of the game. If you look at how Greenwood played with reckless abandon, whereas you see Breck County was trying to hold on for dear life in most parts of that, especially the second quarter. They were holding on for dear life.
Absolutely. I mean, the full court press seems to be the biggest thing, but there's a difference in how both these teams are executing it. Breck County for the most part, has been playing a little bit looser full court press,
yeah.
but still very much doing it, especially towards the end of that second quarter. And they're just not finding that same success that the Gators are having.
And I think what happened, especially when Breckinridge County was starting to get hot, when you had Grimes nailing three-pointers, you kind of started to see them ease into that type of game. Greenwood said, no, we're going to shut you off, shut him off at the top of the paint, and then from there they started getting greedy, stealing the ball, making Breckinridge think about how are they going to attack. Very rarely did they get down to the basket, and if they did, they weren't always as successful as you think they would be. And from there, Greenwood, three-pointers, inside, they were doing it from every aspect of the game. Defensively, offensively, they were making sure that Breck County did not have air to breathe.
Absolutely, and for going into continuing on out of the half, I think maybe the most crucial thing to look at is also, because you mentioned shutting down Grimes was really their most important thing. He got up to 9 points, all of those off of three-pointers.
Yeah.
And by shutting him down, it almost seemed like there was a lot of chaos, a pressure to try to hit other threes for other guys like Jake Flood. A couple of those shots ended up falling, but when you have as many turnovers as Breck County has ended up having, most of those coming off steals or intercepted long passes, that's given Greenwood opportunity to maybe what you call flex the bubble a little bit, to where they could try to take more variation of shots, or in Chase Huff's case, when you get hot, you just start taking those shots that you like from three-point land.
Exactly, and nothing against Breck County with the freshman starting, but when a freshman who's never really seen this before gets shut down and he's kind of driving the car, your juniors and seniors need to step up. At that point, Nottingham's been there. You've seen them kind of step up, but not to the point where you want to. And, I mean, if you're looking to score 44-32, Greenwood averages 65 points last season. They're 21 points away from their season average. So, I mean, and that's only in the first half. So if you look at the pace that they're on, they're going to top that. And if they keep playing like they're playing, if they play that suffocating defense against Breck County may not get more than 15 to 20 more points right now.
Absolutely. And you see down on the floor, the Gators back out on the court warming up for this second half. Isaiah Summers among them, who leads all scorers with 12. Chase Huff is right behind him there with 11 points here in the first half. Not a single Breck County player breached into double digits. The closest, like we mentioned, was Benjamin Grimes. Shutting him down was the most crucial part of it all. And the Gators looking to continue those offensive emphasis and that offensive effort into the second half as they lead 44-32 here at the half. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll preview the start of the second half. You're watching High School Hoops on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome back here to the Swamp as halftime nearing its end. Greenwood leads 44-32, and their schedule doesn't end here. Obviously, it's the start of the season. They've got a tough one coming up over the next couple weeks. They've only got a couple of days rest. They'll head on the road to Glasgow for 4 straight games after this one. This is their home opener and their season opener, but 4 straight away games ahead of them. This Thursday, they'll head to Glasgow. On Saturday, they'll then head to Campbellsville. And then next Friday, they'll have almost a week off. And on December 12th, they'll head to Logan County. And then the day after that, they'll face Clinton County at Barron County. That's the next week or two or so for the Gators. Breck County as well. Their schedule doesn't get any easier, but they're almost the flip side as they'll be at home for much of the next 4 games. Ohio County will be their next on Thursday. Cloverport will be their next game as well the day after, this Friday, at home against Cloverport. Next Monday, they'll face Nelson County, and then next Friday, they will be on the road at Meade County. So that third region, always a tough one, and always plenty of tough competition there for really all the teams, for both the third and fourth region. It's almost a shame that we don't get to see third and fourth region teams face off more often, especially a team like Brett County Greenwood. You mentioned they've only played a handful of times in the history of these two programs, but you can see it. I mean, they put on great basketball.
Oh, absolutely. And so far, Greenwood's going by the script. Take the lead, win the game. They may go up 3-1 in this series, but either way, both teams are going to come out better for this game because this game has been such a barn burner so far. Greenwood is showing what they're made of. Let's see if Brett County can counter that when they come back in the second half.
Typical starters, it appears, back in for the Gators and for Brett County. That includes Cash Sampson, Ethan York, Martell Tuttle, Landon Metter, and Isaiah Summers. For Brett County, that is Jonah Miller, Benjamin Grimes, Andrew Carwile, Jake Flood, and Ryan Nottingham. Gators get the possession first. They'll now move from left to right to score. Here's Summers on the drive around the right side in the paint. Kick out, left wing three, attempted there, bounces off the front of the iron, and it's rebounded by Nottingham. Here's Nottingham back down the floor. That's actually Flood who gets the foul called. That foul is going to be on Metter. That's his second of the contest, team's first of the second half. On the inbound, it's to Nottingham. Nottingham out to Miller again for a right wing three. No good. Rebounded by Sampson for the Gators. Head back down the floor. Sampson already at the other end on the right wing. Drives inside. Kicks outside to York. York with his own three from the top of the key. No, too strong. Bounces off the inside of the back iron. And it's rebounded by Jonah Miller. He's our player to watch tonight. He's got 6 points. And a deep three there for Andrew Carwile, which goes long over the rim. And a foul's called down low and turns it over to Greenwood.
And if I'm both teams, I'm very cautious about coming out just trying to shoot three-pointers. Get the inside game. Establish dominance in the inside for the second half, and then you'll be fine.
No foul on that one. It just bounced out of bounds. And Sampson heading back down the floor inside to Tuttle. Little step back fadeaway Jay. That one bounces off the rim. It goes out of bounds and turns it over to Brett County. So either team yet to score here in this second half. It's 44-32, things slowing down slightly. The inbound to Grimes. Back to Miller under the full court pressure and a double team from both Tuttle and Sampson. Now back down the floor. Grimes will fade away. Tries to knock it down off 1 foot. No good. Bounces off the rim. And a foul is called on Brett County.
And right now, both teams are trying to find their footing. You know, we ended the last half with such a flurry. Now we're starting to see that both teams trying to make the adjustments. So nobody's been able to score yet. Again, I stay away from the three-point shots because those might be what dig you a hole if you can't hit them.
Jake Flood checks out of the game in favor for Brady Brockman. Flood just tallied his 4th foul of the contest with 6:40 to go here in this third quarter. Tuttle throws up a prayer, bounces off the black glass, and it's recovered by York, sent over to Sampson. Now down low, drives baseline, does Tuttle, and he's fouled on the floor.
And now you see Tuttle's trying to push him inside game. He's just not being able to get the shot off, so he's trying to find somebody to pass it to, but there's nobody there. Everybody's covered. Brett County's doing a good job of sealing off that under the basket pass.
Foul's going to be on Nottingham. That's his team's second of this third quarter, and a little bank up inside for Tuttle, who knocks it off the glass for 2.
And that's what you need to do. Just get it inside. Now Tuttle's going to get a little confidence. Now they're going to have to respect the inside game.
Sampson loses his footing there on defense, and now Miller's got the possession, tries to pass it down low inside to Nottingham, and some miscommunication on the offense lets it go out of bounds. And it looks like it'll stay with Brett County. They'll say it went out off the hand of Ethan York.
I think that's a lucky one because that's, again, a self-inflicted wound to what we talked about from earlier.
46-32, the Gators lead. Pass inbounds to Nottingham. Nottingham going to try to drive on his own. Goes one-on-one against Metter, and he'll get the foul drawn against him, and he'll head to the free throw line. That is Metter's 3rd foul. Team's second.
See, this is what we talked about right here. This is where you got to start playing chess because now you got to start figuring out players who've got foul trouble, try to get them out of the game, but still make them impactful when they're in the game. So smart move swapping them out, but now you've got to play smart basketball. This is when all the flurries in the world don't matter. This is when you got to start playing smart.
Landon Metter checks out. 35 for Greenwood checks in. First shot falls for Nottingham, and his second's on the way. That one banks off the back iron. Looked like it may have went in. Brockman goes up for the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on the floor against Brockman. That's his second, team's 3rd of the quarter. Third quarter here, 6:10 to go. 46-33 the lead for Greenwood. Brett County yet to get a field goal in this second half so far. Here's Summers on the drive, gets stuffed around the top of the key. Now a little Euro step, fancy maneuver for Cash Sampson. Can't get it to go, but he'll get the foul.
I wonder how much they practice this stuff in practice, because they look like they've done this a time or two before, whether to draw fouls or to score the basket.
Foul was on Nottingham. That's his third. And team's fourth. And Grimes will check out in favor of Boaz Grimes. Seventh grader getting some action here at the varsity level.
Hey, man, if I was his age, getting some run like this, I'd be saying yes.
Second shot does not fall for Sampson, but connected on the first. Went 1 for 2. Here's Miller trying to get out of space. Finds the seventh grader Grimes around the left side, and backcourt violation will go against Miller, who was under immense pressure from both Martell Tuttle and Cash Sampson. They'll turn it over back to Greenwood.
Now, if you look at Grimes is a small guy, so he's going to have his hands filled trying to go after Sampson.
47-33, Greenwood leads. York gets the inbound to Sampson. Now a pass inside to 35 for Greenwood. And a turnover back to Breck County. It'll be a travel. Pass inside to Grimes. Grimes now inside to Boaz. Wow. Grimes, who hits him a little spin move to avoid the steal, passes it wide. Intended for Brockman, but just a little too high over his head. Couldn't bring it in.
It's very interesting because small guys, they're using a lot for Breck County. They're using a lot of the younger ones to be their ball handlers, which is very interesting. They got 6. Okay, number 12's coming off the court. I was going to say they have 6 guys on the court.
Confusion there. Brockman was meant to come out for Connor Bevel, and I believe it was actually Boaz Grimes who thought that he was supposed to be checking out. So he stays in the game, and now Connor Bevel checks in. Sampson on the left wing, trying to drive inside, ends up in a double team, trying to break out. He's got York there to bail him out. Tuttle driving, a little bit of a fadeaway J. That one rolls off 3 sides of the rim and bounces out. Rebounded by Bevel, who just checked in. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here's a deep shot from the 7th grader. Bounces off the front side of the iron, rebounded by York. Now a deep full press here for Tuttle, who tries to drive baseline, and he'll get a foul called. Couple substitutions ready to go in.
And now we're starting to see a little bit quickening of the pace as both teams are kind of settling into the second half of what's going to look like. Definitely not as point heavy as last one, as we see only 3 points by Greenwood, 1 point by Breckinridge County. So they're starting to pick up the pace now if they can get scoring to go along with that.
47-33, the Gators lead. They still have yet to, Breck County has yet to score a field goal in this second half as Martell Tuttle goes to the free throw line. That foul was on Connor Bevel, his first, team's 5th. That'll put Greenwood in the bonus. First shot does not fall for Tuttle. Last season he was a 51% free throw shooter. Now here in his junior season, stepping up to the plate, second shot falls. It's Tuttle's 4th point of the contest as he will check out in favor of Chaz Huff, the senior shooting guard.
See, this, if I'm Breck County, this is where you have to start making your move. You have to at least make up 5-point difference in order to have a shot at winning this game.
Bevel tried to send it cross court, but Isaiah Summers was there to block the pass. Now Breck County coming back down the floor. Scuffle there between York and Galloway. Now has another 3 for Huff on the attempt, and it's good. And it looks like it'll stay a 2-pointer.
They have to respect Huff, and now he adds another dimension to the game because you have to respect him anywhere near the 3-point line.
Looks like the Gators added 3 onto the scoreboard. So it may have, but it was a 2-point shot for Huff. That's his first points of the half. And this was about that point where he came in the second quarter and really started to knock down shots.
When you talk about a 6-man, that's a 6-man right there. So if you do a 6-man of the year award right now, this guy would be the front runner for it because he is the energy and he is the shot.
Braden Kennedy with the possession back down the floor. He's one-on-one with Boaz Grimes, the 7th grader, who's giving him a heckling there on defense. Kick outside to Huff. He's again going to take this left wing 3. Bounces off the front of the iron. Nearly recovered there by Kennedy. Almost had it, but just had his edge of his toe out of bounds. And that'll turn it over to Breck County.
Nice hustle, and I'll tell you what, Huff ain't met a shot yet he don't like. whether it goes in or not, he hasn't hit a shot that he doesn't like.
Inbound to Boaz Grimes. He'll send it outside to Amstutz. Amstutz trying to break out of the pressure here. Double team. Sends it outside to Benjamin Grimes, the freshman. Now to Miller. Miller under the two-court pressure. This man-to-man pressure has been huge. Here's Amstutz on the drive. That one rolls out, and it's rebounded by York, who's still under pressure, and a football pass over to the other side of the court to Huff. Now Kennedy on the drive loses the dribble. Gators up down low, and that one's stripped away in a turnover for Greenwood. Grimes outside to Amstutz, the sophomore, driving baseline, tries to bank it up off the glass for two. No contest. He banks those in for his first points. This is his first points of his varsity career as well for the sophomore.
Absolutely. And if you notice right now, Greenwood has a slightly bigger lineup than Breck County, so they've got the height advantage and they've also got the speed advantage, but Breck County has been holding their own at this point.
Greenwood leading by 15 this second half, slowing up a little, but compared to scoring at least. Scuffle there around the top of the key. Here's the drive, and Ethan York with a wide open lane lays it up and in, and a timeout called.
Breckinridge County's only been able to put 3 points on the board in 5 minutes worth of work. Only 3 points, and that's got to change. If you're going to try to win this game, you've got to put more in there than that.
Greenwood leads 52-35. We'll step aside for a short break. You're watching and listening to High School Hoops on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome you back to the action here from the Swamp. Greenwood leads 52-35 over visiting Breck County to open both of their seasons here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's basketball season as December starts. It's like a new holiday here in Kentucky, and Greenwood looking to maybe take all the presents out from under the tree in one go tonight.
I'll tell you what, they're trying to be, with the green, they're trying to be the Grinch to the Breckinridge County players, because right now they're about to steal Christmas and everything else from them.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter it'll be once we get back to the action. Miller will have the inbound, and Gators still keeping on the full court pressure. Back down the floor it goes Amstutz. He's going to drive right side baseline. He just got his first points at the varsity level. A little bit of a kick out pressure from Nottingham, who can't get the basket to fall, and Kennedy on the other end lays it up and in, no pressure.
That was light work. That was light work for Greenwood.
Kennedy connects his first bucket of the game, but he's been a solidifier for a lot of points and a reason a lot of them have fallen so far in this contest. And on the other end, it's Breck County who connects once again for Amstutz. Here's Huff kicking it way outside to York, who has to send it back inside to Kennedy. Back to York, right wing three. No, falls off the back iron, rebounded by Miller. 54-37, the lead still for Greenwood. That pass sent off to the left side. It was intended for Amstutz, and it goes out of bounds into Breck County's bench, and a turnover to Greenwood.
Again, another turnover. Breck County has not been good about holding the ball, controlling the pace of the game. They've let Greenwood put their stamp on this game.
25 turnovers now for Breck County in this contest. Huff over to Kennedy, then to Sampson, now to Tuttle, who drives inside with a little Euro step, bounces off the back iron, and that time rebounded once again by the sophomore Amstutz. Amstutz going to take his own three from the top of the key, knocks it down.
That's what they have to do. They have to take advantage of everything they get. If Greenwood misses a shot, they've got to come back and score in order to make this a contest.
Have yourself a varsity debut as Chase Huff going to try to respond with a three of his own, too strong, off the back iron. In the full court pressure, once again, is Breck County. Gators put it on around midcourt, trying to escape. A strong drive, no shot, and an offensive foul called on Benjamin Grimes.
Now, I can't get mad at them because you see Breck County is starting to get more aggressive. Whether it's worked for them now, they're starting to get more aggressive. Might be a little too late to start getting aggressive, but now they're starting to show the aggression that trying to match Greenwood's intensity.
So 54-40, the lead for Greenwood. Summers on the inbound to Sampson. Then over to Summers, then to Chaz Huff, who's under pressure, but ends up finding 35 for Greenwood down the other end of the court. He's going to drive baseline, tries to put it up, gets his own rebound. Gets his own rebound twice after it's nearly stolen away. Back out to Summers. Summers fakes a shot, sends it over to Huff. Right wing three. Got it! Chaz Huff lights out from three.
Stop me when you've said that enough times, man. This man is shooting threes like it's candy.
16 points for Chaz Huff in this contest. Leads all scorers. Kick out. Brockman trying to drive around the outside, around midcourt. There's going to be a foul called on the floor. That'll be against Sampson, his team's third of the quarter with about a minute to go in this third quarter. Gators lead by 17. Substitution here. Sampson will come out. Braden Kennedy will come in. Will McCoy, despite the lead, still keeping the energy up on the sideline. Another substitution for Breck County. Wise will check out, and Jonah Miller for Breck County will check back in. Second leading scorer returning from last season in possession around midcourt in the Gators logo. Drive around, he's under pressure. Tries to kick it inside. That would have been to Boaz Grimes, the seventh grader. Miscommunication on the offense, and the pass ends up going out of bounds. Turnover once again to Greenwood. Over 25 turnovers through less than 3 full quarters for Breck County. Here's Huff over to the right side. Miller with a defensive shot. Huff putting up another one. Three-pointer! Chaz Huff, are you kidding me?
Look at this. You've got Huff, Summers, Tuttle. This is a dangerous lineup you've got out here right now. How do you fight against this? How?
Chaz Huff has just been lights out when they've needed it most, even with a hand in the face as the Gators get another forced turnover. Huff fakes out the three, sends it to Tuttle. He's going to try to drive up. He tries to dunk it, but he gets fouled on the way up.
But look at the pace of this game. This is Greenwood dictating the pace of the game. You've got Huff on the three-point line. You've got Tuttle going inside. You got Summers all over the place. This is Greenwood's game.
Jonah Miller gets his third foul and team sixth of the quarter, as the Gators now lead by 20, 60-40, the current lead, and Tuttle knocks down his first free throw. Subbing in for Breck County, Miller will check out in favor of Nottingham.
And if I'm Breckenridge's coach right now, I'm just telling the guys, look, you've got to stop. You've got to play defense. You cannot let Greenwood get these easy shots. You've got to stop them, and you've got to put something up in return.
Foul on Braden Kennedy as sophomore Amstutz was forced out of bounds, trying to make his way back down the court. And that'll be his first, team's fourth of the quarter. Brockman sending it into Grimes. That's Boaz. Now over back into Brockman. Now to the right corner to Benjamin Grimes with his own three from the corner. Bounces off the top of the backboard, and that's an automatic turnover to Greenwood. So turnovers just continue to plague the Fighting Tigers as they trail by 21. That one nearly intercepted out of the air. It looked like Nottingham got a hand on it, and it goes out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Gators on their own end of the floor.
And the Gators have 1 second. They can toss up a three-pointer. If I'm going to toss one up, I know exactly who I'm giving it to.
1 second. Gators going to look for someone to take a last-second shot here. Here's Tuttle. Trying to give him a shot.
That's
Huff.
the guy.
Top of the key three. Got it! Chaz Huff. Clap your way into the fourth quarter, young buck. A 24-point lead.
I told you, if one guy's going to get that second and with 1 second left, that's the guy.
Chaz Huff is the guy as the Gators lead 64-40. You're watching and listening to High School Hoops on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back here to the Swamp. Let's take a look at that buzzer beater again in the third quarter by Chaz Huff. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Look at this shot from the right wing, a perfectly designed play, a second on the clock. Nothing but nylon.
I'll tell you what, all you had to do was slide him into his shot, boom, every time.
Beautiful look presented by Toyota of Bowling Green. Gators lead 64-40 heading into the fourth and final frame. And you could hear the emphasis from head coach Jeff LaGrange in his 5th season here with the Breckinridge Fighting Tigers, the emphasis on stopping the three-point baskets during that timeout. That's what it's going to take for Brett County to try to fight back into this game.
But see, it's good to say that, but how do you do it when Huff is getting wide open shots, when you're having to respect three-point line, but also worrying about guys like Tuttle going down inside? How do you do it? They've got to figure that out. They've got 8 minutes to do it.
Same player rotation stays in for Greenwood. It's Huff, Tuttle, Kennedy, Summers, and Metter, as on the drive there for Brett County was Amstutz, and he could not connect, but he gets his own rebound in the scuffle. Nottingham tries to put up his own shot, rebounded by Metter. Summers loses the pass, punched out again, rebounded by Grimes. Grimes gets his own rebound, now inside to Amstutz, who still has another chance at it, and a foul finally called.
I couldn't keep up with how many rebounds that was. Brett County was trying to as many rebounds as they had and come away with nothing.
So many second chance opportunities and steals in the scuffle of it all, as Greenwood just was trying to get out of the pressure, and Brett County still holds on to it. Foul was on Kennedy. That was his second and team's first of this final frame. Here's Miller with a try to hit him with a fadeaway J, rolls out of the rim, and a turnover it'll stay with Brett County. Foul on Tuttle. That's his third and team's second. And an instant inbound pass. That one to Amstutz, who connects for 2. Here's Tuttle now on the inbound. Back to Summers. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy under pressure. Back out to Summers. Then again to Tuttle, who's going to try to drive. Finds Metter down low. Fakes out the defender, and he gets fouled on the way up. He'll head to the line and shoot 2.
And if I'm Greenwood at this point, they're coming for you. They're going to have to try to foul you. They're going to have to basically try to stop you. If I'm Greenwood, don't go away from your game. You've got a 22-point lead. Put more logs on the fire.
First shot falls good for Metter. He was a 75% free throw shooter last season, and he took a lot of trips to the free throw line. Very efficient from the charity stripe. Second shot is up, and that one rims out. I think he called that the announcer jinx.
It always is the announcer
jinx. I'm sorry, Landon. I'm so sorry. Grimes on the other end of the floor. That one kicked inside. Nottingham fighting down low underneath, one-on-one with Metter, and he bounces it off the back glass for 2. Good effort by Nottingham. 65-44, the Gators still lead. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the fourth and final frame. Tuttle driving past the free throw line, rolls it off his fingertips and his left hand for 2.
And with Tuttle's height and length, he's perfect for the down under. So he's able to make you respect the under the basket while you have guys like Huff that are making you respect the three-point shots.
7 points for Tuttle. Here's a deep shot from Benjamin Grimes, and he connects off the right wing.
Good shot for the freshman.
Grimes was in a bit of a scoring drought there and finally connects on a late three-pointer. Timeout called by Brett County. And we will step aside as the Gators lead by 20, 67-47. You're watching and listening to High School Hoops on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today. At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Welcome you back to the Swamp. You got a shot there of Brett County's huddles. They're trying to fight back from a 20-point deficit here, the largest lead for either of these teams. We head into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter coverage presented to you by Edmonton State Bank. For more than 125 years, Edmonton State Bank has stood as a symbol of trust and stability in our communities. Edmonton State Bank, life happens, and we're right here. Fourth quarter back underway, 6:50 to go in the fourth and final frame. Again, we said a 20-point lead for the Gators, trying to come away with a big win in their season opener and their home opener. It's a 2-1 for the teams tonight. Got pushed up to a 5:30 tip-off with some weather in the area for Brett County. Could impose some travel plans on them, but we're back underway as Tuttle drives with a wide-open lane to the basket and lays it off the glass.
Faked him out of his shoes, an easy layup.
Tuttle now has got 9 points in the contest. Miller trying to drive down the floor. A foul is called. That one's on Ethan York, his second, team's third.
And see what you see happening now is Tuttle's now starting to be able to take advantage of the down under because Breckinridge is so worried about Huff hitting his three-point shots. They've started to move down, and now Tuttle's feasting on the inside under the glass.
Miller inbounds to Flood, who's got the possession. He's one-on-one with Martell Tuttle, trying to shake him out of his shoes, and it's Flood who puts up the basket, bounces off the front of the iron, and Flood gets his own rebound. Now over to Nottingham, top of the key. He'll take his own three, bounces off the back iron, too strong. And Metter gets the rebound, back to Summers. Quick passing are the Gators. They've had a great connection all night long. Here's Tuttle on the drive, and he's fouled on the way up.
And Tuttle wants that dunk.
Tuttle trying to set the tone as this game comes to a close, and he goes down hard but is able to jump back to his feet.
Well, that is okay. He also got tweaked on that last defensive stop against Breckinridge County, but it's good to see he's back up.
So Tuttle will head to the line and shoot two. A couple of substitutions ready to come in for Breck County. 22-point lead for the Gators here. Tuttle's first shot's up, and it banks in. 10 points for Tuttle. Again, the last season, Tuttle only averaged 4 points a game, about 2.5 rebounds, 38% shooting split.
Looks like Breckinridge County is getting a little bit bigger. They've got a couple taller guys try to battle off Greenwood a little bit stronger.
Handful of trips to the free throw line tonight for Tuttle. Neither of them 2 for 2 except for that one as he knocks down his second shot, and Chaz Huff checks in with Tuttle checking out. So Huff back in the game. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth and final frame. That one nearly tipped out and stolen by Huff, but Flood heads back down the floor on the left wing, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds. It'll turn it over to Greenwood. 30th turnover for Breck County.
When you talk about hurting yourself in a game, Breck County has done it every way possible. 30 turnovers, you cannot win that way.
Ethan York will have the inbound right in front of Breck County's bench. Sends it inside to Sampson in the backcourt. Sampson one-on-one with Grimes. It's Boaz. Outside, York, who had the inbound, fakes out the three. Back outside to Sampson. Now a wide one to Huff. Fakes the drive out to Summers. Now to Sampson. Fakes out the three to his right. Drives inside. Banks it up off the glass. Nearly got it to go, but it's Galloway with the rebound for Breck County. 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth and final frame. 71-47. Greenwood leads. And a little bank off the glass for Miller there, who connects and ends his scoring drought.
Good push under the basket, spin, hook shot right into the basket.
Miller with 9 in the contest. Chaz Huff, top of the key, passes it off to Sampson. Sampson, top of the key, again hands it off to Summers, who's going to drive around the right side of the paint, lays it off the glass for 2. He's loved that move all night long.
And it's worked for him. Beautiful push, nice bounce off the backboard, nothing but net.
Oddly enough, first points of the second half for Isaiah Summers. Here's Miller on the drive, and he banks it off the glass for 2. Ends his scoring drought and has now found his way into double digits with 11 points. 73-51, the lead still for Greenwood. Ethan York goes up for the three-point shot. And a turnover. We'll send it back to Breck County. Looked like he stepped out of bounds. 15th turnover for Greenwood in the contest. Half of what Breck County has so far.
That is amazing.
Inbound to Carwile. It'll be Jake Flood who will march it back down the court with 4:40 to go here in the quarter. Deep shot from Flood. Fade away three. Won't connect. Rebound by York. Pass deep inside to Huff. Huff tries to find Isaiah Summers down low. It'll be a pushing foul on the ground to keep the possession with the Gators.
And you notice Huff hasn't scored yet. He hasn't had to score yet because they're focused so much on him that everybody else is starting to eat.
Substitutions here for a couple of substitutions here for the Gators. Ethan York checks out for Landon Metter. And Gators back in with the possession. Pass it inside to Tuttle. 1-on-2. Tries to bank it off the glass. Won't go. Rebounded by Sampson on the right side. Now over to Summers. He's going to take a right wing three. Won't connect. Bounces off the front iron. Rebounded again. And a late hit comes in from DeWitt on Summers. They won't call it a foul, but it is knocked out of bounds by Breck County, and it'll stay with Greenwood. Heavy contact there between the two players, but Summers shakes it off. DeWitt not giving him an inch of space. as it'll be Summers on the inbound.
That's how you have to play him, because Summers can move, so you got to stay within a step of him or else he's going to blow past you every time.
Sampson had the idea to pass it inside to Landon Metter, and it just did not make it there in time. Got tipped. It's Jake Flood who recovers it for the Fighting Tigers. Here's Miller on the drive. At about the free throw line, meets a wall of Gators, kicks it outside to Amstutz with his own three. That one goes long, rebounded by Flood. He comes away with it. Still fighting down low on the inside, bounces it off the bottom side of the rim, and Metter comes away with the board. Back the other way, here's Sampson trying to make it off the glass, too strong, but a foul's called. Foul is on Peyton DeWitt. That's his first.
Fourth on Brooke.
And team's fourth. Cash Sampson to the free throw line, shooting two. First one falls through. Substitution for Greenwood. Isaiah Summers checks out for Braden Kennedy. Landon Metter heading out to the backcourt on the defense, as well as Chaz Huff sitting back there around midcourt already. Second shot goes up for Sampson, and it falls through. 5 points on the night for him. 75 points already scored by Greenwood. That's 10 points better than their entire season average last year here against Breck County. Driving does Miller, and on the way up he's fouled, and a hard hit on the way down had Sampson. And it'll be a foul on him.
I tell you what, at this point, Greenwood needs to still be smart. Yes, they're in the driver's seat comfortably, but you still want to be smart about your players. You don't want to get too many in foul trouble. You want to be able to finish out the game with your strongest players, because you never know when somebody like Breckinridge County could make a run or try to make a run.
And that's Sampson's fourth foul. He'll be substituted out for Ethan York as the first shot by Jonah Miller falls through. He's got 12 points. Miller was a 72% free throw shooter last season. 3:32 to go in this fourth and final frame. Second shot for Miller falls through. He's got 13 points. 75-53 the lead for Greenwood with 3.5 minutes to go in the contest. Tuttle driving left side. He's going to drive, little Euro step, and he banks it in for two. No question about it. Martell Tuttle has found his groove.
I tell you what, second half has belonged to Tuttle. First half was Huff, second half Tuttle.
Tuttle's got 13 points in the contest. DeWitt nearly gets the ball stolen out, kicks it outside to Amstutz. Amstutz with a three from the right side, won't go. Amstutz had the miss. DeWitt got the board, and he gets fouled on the floor. And he'll head to the line to shoot two as Breck County now in the bonus.
And see, that's one thing Breck has done so far pretty good. They've been able to get Greenwood a little off kilter in terms of being sloppy and fouling them. However, free throws are not going to be what makes up the difference in this game.
DeWitt's first shot does not fall. He'll try for two here. That foul was on Chaz Huff. That was his second, team's fifth. That put Breck County into the bonus. And DeWitt gets his first points on the board. Inbound to Kennedy for Greenwood. Fighting out of the backcourt. He's in a double team. Kicked it outside to Ethan York. A little slip up. Huff there to bail him out. Passes it hard inside, intended for Metter. And just a little too fast.
A couple just bad passes.
Intended connections there. Chaos all over the floor. And 2:54 to go in the contest. The Gators scoring 77, over 10 their season average. Here's Bevel down low inside, fakes out the shot. Now outside into the hands of Miller, top of the key three, bounces off the front iron, and eventually makes its way into the basket for three. That's 16 points for Jonah Miller, who last season had a season high 23. And a bit of a steal here. Flood, too strong off the back iron, swatted away by Huff, and a foul's going to be called. Looks like that foul is going to be on Chaz Huff once again. That's his third, team sixth of the fourth and final quarter here.
And see, Greenwood's getting a little sloppy now. They're starting to foul players. Breckinridge County is starting to turn up the heat a little bit, starting to get a little more aggressive, which you're seeing Greenwood now starting to fall into foul trouble. Unfortunately, again, these fouls are not going to equate into winning the game. You've got a 20-point deficit. This stops the ball. This gets you a few points, but this does not get you what you need. You need some real defensive stops. You need some shots. You need some three-pointers.
Connor Bevel only appeared in 3 games last season for Breckinridge County, and both his free throws fall off strong in the back iron. Gators lead 77-57 with 2:15 to go in the contest. Outside, Tuttle, left wing 3. That one rims out. It's nearly rebounded by Metter, who's trying to wrestle it away. It'll be a jump ball, and it'll stay with the Gators. 2:10 to go in the contest. Substitution here for Breck County as Amstutz checks out in favor of Nottingham. It'll be Metter on the inbound. Metter with 5 points tonight. Here's Tuttle inside, now outside to Kennedy with a 3-point attempt. Too strong off the back iron, and it's rebounded by Miller, trying to wrestle his way out. And that foul will keep it with Breck County, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. That's the 4th foul on Martell Tuttle, 7th for the Gators this quarter. Head coach Will McCoy talking to a handful of his players on the court. At the moment, Summers and Tuttle over by where the free throws are taking place for Miller. And Miller's first free throw bounced off the front iron, no good.
If I'm Greenwood, you gotta play smart right now. You got your horses out there on the court, but you don't want to end up having somebody like Tuttle foul out.
Miller had his first missed free throw that trip as Tuttle goes back down the floor. And a foul is called, and what would have been, had it not been called, a wide open 3-shot connected by Sampson, but unfortunately did not connect as Tuttle is hopping off the floor, favoring his left leg there. Looks like
might have come down funny.
Hopefully it may just be a cramp in that right leg. It looks like it might be. Looks like that calf muscle just got tight maybe in that right leg. Made his way back to the bench as Chaz Huff is there to shoot 2 for him. And first shot, no good. Again, Chaz Huff did not play basketball last season for the Gators, and he connects on that second shot.
And to be a senior, he's showing out in his first game as a basketball player, I tell you what.
Back down the floor is Miller for Breck County. 78-57, the lead for Greenwood. Driving baseline now is Miller, one-on-one with Summers. Put on great defense here, but a foul's called. Looks like it'll be on Summers. That's his second. Both teams already in the bonus here in this 4th and final quarter.
And at this point, Breck County is basically delaying the inevitable.
Miller looking for redemption this trip to the free throw line, and he won't get it.
Got to hit your free throws.
Gators going back down the floor. Sampson behind the back move. Metter down low on the inside. Back out to Sampson, who wants revenge for that possible 3-pointer that would have counted had the foul not been called, and it's stolen out by Flood and still recovered by Sampson. Sampson going to drive, Euro step, and he makes it in for 2.
Gotta love the dribbling skills and nice up and under.
Mechanics all around for Greenwood have looked exceptional in this game, forcing turnovers, making their way to the basket, hitting shots when they need to, and they lead 80-59. A deep 3 ball here for Breck County. That one goes long. It's rebounded by Nottingham, and he can't get it to go. It's rebounded by Metter as Isaiah Summers heads back down the floor, nearly gets a dunk, and he lays it in for 2, and the foul.
That was a man move to the basket, and that's what Summers can do when you unleash him.
And 1 for Isaiah Summers. Take a look at this replay courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. You're watching on our live stream. A great look and a great basket there for Isaiah Summers, who will shoot for the and 1. And several substitutions. Their other 4 check out for the Gators. Several young guns check in for Greenwood.
And as a coach, there's no better feeling than putting in your bench players to finish out the game because you know the game's easily in hand.
Summers knocks it down for the 3-point play. And what a big game the Gators have had tonight. 83 points in the final 50 seconds. They lead 83-59 over Breck County. Here's Grimes outside to Miller with his 3-pointer from the left wing. Connects. Miller over 20 points in this contest, but it's not going to be enough to take a win over the Gators. That one's stolen away. Back down the floor. Goes Brett County with the steal and a foul called.
I'll tell you what, the Gators showed up tonight. They did everything possible to win this game, and they're going to win it in style. And this is a statement game. We talked about the district that they're in. This is a statement game for Greenwood to say, look, we're here, and we can play with the big boys. We can play with the Bowling Green. We can play with these other teams.
First shot for Nottingham is up and good. Or no, it actually falls short. Second shot's up, and that one bounces off the back iron. But Nottingham gets his own rebound, tries to go up for the shot, and that time banks it in. Makes up for that 0-for-2 trip.
This game will be a learning experience for both teams. What Greenwood did right, and unfortunately for Breckinridge County, turnovers kill. Turnovers kill every single time.
Young squad in for Greenwood, trying to seal it with a late three. That one won't fall. And back down the floor goes Brett County in the final second. Half-court shot up for Miller, and he gets it. Wow. Wow. Miller with a 20-plus point performance. Ends it with a buzzer-beater three from half-court, but it's not going to be enough. The Gators take the win, 83-67, a decisive one to open their season, and a true tone setter here to open the year to start basketball season. An exciting game it was. We'll take ourselves a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach as well as our player of the game right here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Both out in one go, it looks like. Oh, welcome you back here to the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We were totally unaware that we were here, but that's totally fine. Joining us now is head coach Will McCoy as well as Chaz Huff, who is our player of the game tonight. We appreciate you both for tuning in with us. Coach, first off, how do you feel about your team's performance? A strong one at that tonight.
Man, I just told the guys, after the first 4 minutes, I thought we played the brand of basketball that we have tried to buy into this offseason starting this summer. Our defensive intensity was there the whole way. I think that was a really good basketball team we just played. I told the fellas, obviously, first game of the year, you never know what your team's going to look like. I think we'll look back, and that'll be a team that wins 17, 18 games over in that region, and I think we took the wind out of their sails early, and I think it started on the defensive end. I really do. I know that the crowd and everybody got into this guy, and how could they not with the offensive performance he put on tonight, but he's a defensive-minded player, and we've got 3 or 4 other guys that buy into that, and that's where all the good stuff usually seems to start for us.
Now, you mentioned this guy. It seems like he's really brought a lot of energy to your team this year. I think that showed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. When Chaz decided to just work on baseball last year, we were bummed because, as a sophomore, anybody that's followed us for a while knows he's been like that as a freshman and a sophomore. The guy, his motor never stops. He's a workhorse. He's a kid I love to coach and love to have on our team, and we're obviously very, very thrilled he decided to come back out and give it another go for his senior season.
Now, Chaz, for you, I mean, it's a little surreal being back on the court. How's it feel for you being out here and to come out with such a big performance?
It seems good. It really set the tone for my teammates and the rest of the season. I really try to bring energy to the guys and just set the tone for them to play harder.
It looks like you were having a lot of fun out there, at least at some point, especially you knocked down that last second 3. What was good? Did you think you were going to knock that one down when you took that shot?
Yeah, I was wide open. It looked good. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Now, you guys obviously have a bit of a tougher schedule. At least you're on the road for the next couple of games.
Yeah.
How do you prep for that after starting such a strong one here at home?
It'll have to be just enjoy this one, and then obviously we gotta clean some stuff up. That's what I told them. There really was we probably should have won that one by about 30. We did some pretty silly stuff there when we had the lead. Right when we felt like we had our foot on their throat, we let them off the hook a couple times. So just trying to take that next level because games like that where you don't have that comfortable lead, you got to know how to close those out. Obviously a much different opponent with Glasgow on Thursday. They're extremely athletic. Got some guys they're bringing back that played a lot of minutes last year with Bradley and Martin. Gonna have to go over there to their place, to the ocean blue floor. That's my alma mater, but it's a weird place to play with that new floor. So just finding this energy and carrying it over into practice and stacking days, man, that's what it's going to take.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for talking to us. Chaz, congratulations on a big night. You're our player of the game tonight as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with us. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at some stats here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome back here to the Swamp as we wrap up our coverage here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. It's been an exciting game, and what was a final score of, I already forgot because I didn't write it down, 83-67, your final score. This is why we're so grateful to have Matthew Clark here keeping track of everything for us. A big win for the Gators tonight. You just heard from our player of the game, that was Chaz Huff, as well as head coach of the Greenwood Gators, Will McCoy, in his 7th season, starting off with a strong win, but Dearbone, you heard him mention a couple things there about how when they had the lead, there was a couple little things. They probably should have won by 30, he said. There was a couple things still to work on, but that these guys have really brought into the intensity that they've been focusing on throughout the summer and in practice.
Actually, if you saw it tonight, they brought from the first punch was Breckinridge County. After that, every other punch was Greenwood. They were full court press. They were literally deciding the fate of this game. If they had have lost this game, it would have been on them. Nobody else dictated this game but Greenwood, and that's what you have to do if you want to be dominant in this district.
A great season opener, a great home opener for the Gators. They'll look to carry that momentum on the road, but look at some of these stats from the team tonight, specifically in the rebounds and turnovers department for these two teams, because that's probably been the biggest one to circle. Breck County had quite a lot of rebounds there throughout the course of the game, but the turnovers really is the big question mark for this team, because the turnovers, 30 for Breck County. They had 25 essentially midway through that third quarter, and at that point, by the time they hit 30 turnovers, Greenwood didn't even have 15. So really, that intensity that head coach Will McCoy talked about, the pressure that they were able to apply, the forced turnovers that they got into, that really shows in that turnover number.
Absolutely, and when you're Breck County, you can't afford very many, because Greenwood did their job. Breck County had to be smarter. They had to be sharper. So if I'm the coach, when we get back to on the bus ride home, I'm like, guys, what happened? Where did our accuracy go? Where did our precision go? Because you guys got steamrolled by a team that was more aggressive and more perceptive on how to win than you all are. You can't lose. You can't win with turnovers. You can't win with that many turnovers.
Can't win with that many turnovers, but you can win with that many three-pointers that this Greenwood team had tonight, especially from Chaz Huff, who had a lights-out shooting performance specifically in that second quarter, and then the third quarter comes alive a little bit. He had that one that was almost a three-pointer. He was about a toe short of having another three, ended up connecting for two as well, but then hits a three-point buzzer beater to end the third quarter, and that almost felt like a tone setter. You had Isaiah Summers and Martell Tuttle who were trying to connect on those dunks, and they were so close to really kind of say, hey, we're putting this one away. But it was ultimately, I think, that three-pointer by Chaz Huff who really sealed the deal for this team.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, at the beginning we were talking about Meadow, we were talking about Summers, we were talking about Tuttle, but we didn't talk about Huff, and Huff was the X factor. He was the guy that made this just that much different, and because of that, that's why they won.
And joining us now up in the booth as we continue to wrap up our coverage is head coach of the Breckinridge County Fighting Tigers, Jeff LaGrange. Coach, appreciate you for talking with us. Obviously not the results you guys wanted tonight, but how do you take this one moving forward?
Yeah, right now it's December 1st, so we're just learning. Like, it's finally getting to play against somebody else and see different things. And we talk about, you know, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. We just got to learn from them. So tonight it's like we made a lot of mistakes in stretches. I thought their physicality, we didn't adjust to that very well, and they made the run. The pressure is really good, really athletic, and they shot the ball well. So they did really well with momentum, and we've got to stop that. And that's on me as a coach, take more timeouts. But you're also figuring out lineups. Like we're looking for who is consistent. Our ceiling is really high and our floor is really low, and it's finding guys that can be consistent, who can we trust, and then playing lineups together, who works well together. And it's bad to say, but we're nowhere near knowing that right now, December 1st. We would love to say we figured that out in the summer, in the fall, but we're still figuring that out. But that's okay. That's a tournament game for us in the third region. Like we want to play those really good teams, athletic, physical, good basketball teams, because we may take some on the chin right now, but if we'll learn from it and get better, that's what our tournament, our district and region tournament is going to look like, that kind of physicality, and hopefully that helps us get ready for that in the long run.
Now you talk about finding those guys that are consistent. It seems like Jonah Miller is really going to be that for you guys this year. At least by our metrics, looks like he had at least 20 points. I think he had a little over 20 in tonight's contest. What has he brought to this team in terms of being a senior and being a leader?
Leadership is a big thing, and that's vocally, he's not one of those guys that is used to talking. He's a really hard worker and does great things for us, but he's learning how to, okay, I've got to be the guy now that leads vocally too, not just by example. But yeah, great player, inside out. He's a matchup problem for a lot of people. We're still working on his wiggle. If he has a little more wiggle, he's really hard to guard, but he can make tough shots. We're just trying to get him to get better shots And because we can offensive rebound, when we get really good shots, we got a chance to offensive rebound. We took a lot of tough shots, and we talked to the kids about we made some of those, but you're not going to make enough of those to win. And when you take tough, contested, bad shots, you can't offensive rebound. And we're not the greatest shooting team on earth, so we really got to get good ones and then be hard to box out because we've got the defense moving. And then we get a chance for some offensive rebounds, some putbacks, maybe get somebody in foul trouble on those.
Right, and now going into these next couple games, you guys get to take a couple at home, which do you think that maybe will help you guys maybe find out some of those things, iron out some kinks?
Probably. I honestly, tonight hurt a little bit not getting a JV game. A lot of our guys that played a lot of varsity would be JV players that would get their feet wet a little bit, get a feel for the game a little bit. We've got a seventh grader. We've got some really young guys that played tonight that honestly it's just for them probably to settle them down. It would be nice to have that JV game. But, yeah, we love playing at home. For us, it's just the more games we can play, the better we're going to get because we're just tired of going against each other, and not everybody does what we do, so it's like how do we adjust to things people are doing, and we didn't do a very good job of that tonight, and that's on me, not on the kids.
All right. Well, Coach, we appreciate you for talking with us. We'll wish you guys luck and going forward, and be safe going home.
All right. Appreciate you all.
Appreciate Coach LaGrange for sitting down with us tonight as we continue to wrap up our coverage here on the Seven Mountain Sports Network. We'll go ahead and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll crown our player of the game right here on the Seven Mountain Sports Network.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it, because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
Welcome you back here to our post-game show on the Seven Mountain Sports Network. We wrap up our coverage as the Gators took the win 83-67 over the Breckinridge Fighting Tigers here tonight to open up both of their seasons, and we are going to crown our player of the game. You already heard from him in our post-game interview with head coach Will McCoy. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC is the senior Chaz Huff, who did not play basketball last season, focused on baseball, and played, but was so strong his freshman, sophomore seasons. You heard Coach McCoy talk about that, and he comes away with a 20-point performance tonight, and he will be our player of the game. And also, our moment of the game goes to Chaz Huff, and what was a big buzzer beater, designed play, 1 second on the clock to end the third quarter, the pass in, and the shot wide open, as he said. I said, hey, did you know you were going to hit that? He said, oh, yeah, no doubter. He was wide open.
Love the bravado of it. I mean, hey. It's like Jordan said back in the day, give me the ball and I will make the shot.
So a great shot by Chaz Huff, great performance as well, and congratulate him on being tonight's player of the game. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's fast, reliable service with a hometown touch. We continue to wrap up our coverage tonight. The final score between the Gators, 83-67. Dearbone, any final remarks as we leave from opening night here in Greenwood?
I mean, if this is the beginning of the season, I can't wait till we get to the middle of it. and if I'm Greenwood, man, you take this victory, you celebrate it, and you look at all the things you did right. You look at how you dominated from every aspect of the game from the beginning to the very end. If I'm Breckinridge County, like Coach said, you can learn a lot from a game like this. Sharpen up your skills because you're going to see teams like Greenwood again. And, I mean, Greenwood now moves to 3-1 in the series against Breckinridge County. I'm counting this as a huge success for Greenwood. So, I mean, moving forward, you now know who your workhorses are. Obviously, we counted on Summers. We counted on Tuttle. We counted on Metter. The new name to add into that is Chase Huff, because Huff is going to be a guy that helps lead this team as far as they're going to go. Whether that's to the tournament, we'll see, but he's one of the top guys you're going to need to get there.
A couple of games on the road lie ahead for the Gators. A couple of games at home for the Fighting Tigers. We wish them a best of luck going forward, as tomorrow will be just across town at Warren Central as the Dragons will host Owensboro, but that game could be up in the air due to some snow in the forecast. That's why this game's tonight was moved up. And ultimately, that game tomorrow, which is scheduled for a 7:30 tip-off for the boys, the Dragons hosting the Red Devils. We'll see what that one turns out to be. It's a quiet gym now here at the Swamp, as we're the last ones here, I believe, here with the coverage. One of the last ones here. Anyway,
we're going to turn off the lights here, I think.
We're going to turn off the lights. But as we wrap up our coverage, as always, a huge thank you to our sponsors, Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, Edmonton State Bank, Toyota Bowling Green, State Farm Agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. They make it possible for us to get out to all these games all year long, and we're looking forward to a great season of basketball right here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. For Ryan Dearbone, for Matthew Clark, and our man Andy back at the station, signing off for now. We'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully, weather pending, at Warren Central, right here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Good night, everybody.